Hi, welcome to my channel. I would like to show what I like to use for a great everyday matcha option for like a daily latte or even drink straight. This is a really good brand I like by Matcha Naturals. It's called Everyday Matcha, and it's a blend of first harvest ceremonial and second harvest culinary all in one, so it's really neat. And this particular container is an airtight container. This is a 12-ounce bag bulk, so because matcha doesn't stay fresh forever, it's the same as coffee, it's good to have an airtight container. This is an OXO 1.9 quart slim rectangle container, and it fits the bag perfectly. So I wanted to show that off, which is a really nice option. And I can see my water is boiling now, so I guess I should get to it. And here's the ceremonial matcha here, just for an example. And that's best drank straight. But you definitely don't have to have ceremonial for your lattes. To me, ceremonial means ceremonial. It's best for special occasions. This is an excellent option here, the Matcha Naturals one for every day. And this, of course, is a Yeti insulated mug, which is great too to keep it hot longer. And there is my frother, which I'll show you in a minute. That's the fun part. My tea kettle is yelling at me, so I best listen. But first, I'll microwave my milk. I like to use a fourth a cup of milk or a third cup of milk, and then just use the rest water. Just keep some calories down a bit, and I find it's just every bit as milky and frothy as I need, so it works great. Alright, and then I will do the temperature reading. It's best to want it under maybe 170 degrees, I find. Like 160 to 170 is good. There's my hot milk, and I find that, and then I just pour the rest of the water up to about the 1 cup line. And then I measure the temperature just to be sure. And as you can see, we want it down to about 170. All right, so next what I can say while I wait for the temperature to go down is this particular milk frother here is really unique because you can plug it in, which is kind of hard to find. Most are battery powered. And to me, the battery powered ones, the batteries die so fast. And there's an example there. And it just didn't really work the best for me because I'm trying to have a nice cost-effective way to do this, and the batteries would just go way too fast. So I needed something you could plug in. So I kind of learned these kind of hacks, if you will, that kind of help with a lot of the issues that matcha can bring. You know, again, the freshness is an issue. So I can get a bulk bag and get this nice container. And here's an insulated mug too to keep it hot longer too, which I kind of like the color too, which is sort of a, seems the color goes well with matcha lattes somehow. All right, and now I'm looking at the temperature, and it shouldn't take too long to get to 170. It's taking a little longer today because I had the water boiling for so long. But if I would have listened immediately, it would have been almost ready right off the bat. And and the milk I microwaved for 30 seconds. So between those two things, it shouldn't really take too long. All right, it's just about there. And again, I like this brand a lot because it's organic. It's just really high quality, but it mixes the two types a little bit to keep costs down, and tastes perfect to me. All right, I think that should be about it. What I'll do now is get out some matcha. For me, I like to use half a teaspoon, I find is enough for me. That's what it looks like there. Nice green color. some people like to sift it. And you can use, if you like to do that, you can use a tea diffuser ball. I find actually works pretty good as a sifter. You can see my other video on how I do that when I try out the culinary one I did a video on earlier. And now for the fun part. I can plug it in right under my island here. And I find I don't really need to sift it usually with this frother. It usually does a really good job breaking up any clumps. And this thing is powerful. It was a little tricky to get used to at first. And what I find it's good to kind of lift it up and down a bit and move it just slightly in a circle. I try not to bump it against the sides if I can help it. I'm not sure if it's good for it or not, but I find that if I just go back and forth a little, up and down a little, should be fine. And I find that my 1 cup Pyrex seems to hold it pretty good without spilling any over the sides, which I was pretty afraid of at first. See that nice froth? And that's just from a little bit of milk. And also I like to use whole milk. It seems to get the best froth. And I think that should do it. Look at that beautiful foam on there. And then what I do is I just pour it right into my Yeti insulated mug. And I have a beautiful matcha latte. Look at that. Bubble Man from Mega Man 2 would be proud. And these matcha lattes go great while binging anime. Thanks for tuning in.